Well, welcome everyone to the August 15th public meeting of the Town of Conception Bay South Council. As always, we start with the land acknowledgement. The Town of Conception Bay South would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. We also respectfully acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Innu of Nitassinan, the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, and the Inuit of Nunatuavut. We strive for respectful partnerships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. We move to adoption of agendas and minutes and adoption of the meeting agenda for tonight. Moved by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Barrett. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Adoption of the meeting minutes from July 11th. Moved by Councillor Hillier, seconded by Councillor Hardy. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Business arising from previous minutes will be dealt with at tonight's meeting and meetings in the future. Visitors, presentations, and petitions. And I believe, Councillor Hillier, you have something for us?
Yes, Your Worship. This evening we will table the Commissioner's report on the rezoning at 118 Redbridge Road. It's a public meeting held a couple of months ago. The Commissioners brought forward her report. A couple of comments that she, I'm obviously not going through the whole thing, but a couple of things that she does highlight. One is the redesignation of 118 Redbridge Road from open space recreation to residential medium density is clearly in keeping with the objectives of our town's municipal plan. She's been through the town plan and it works. She identifies the flooding concerns and the concerns with Kelligrews River that the residents brought forward at the public meeting and speaks to some depth on that. She says strongly recommends that before any development occurs on the subject property, a flood risk delineation study is undertaken to identify flood risks as well as potential impacts on, at a minimum, surrounding areas and properties. Number 4, redesignation and rezoning the property to residential medium density will enable a use in keeping with the abutting and surrounding properties. And what she means there is that north of Peacekeepers Way, the designation and zoning is residential medium density. All along Redbridge Road and Bezos Road, which are adjacent to this property, you've got low density. And she points out that the property was not identified in the town's 2022 Recreation Culture Master Plan as being needed for future recreational needs. So she makes 3 recommendations. One is acceptance of the town Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment number 28. Acceptance of the Town of Conception Bay South Development Regulations Amendment number 47, and that no development proceed on the subject property at 118 Redbridge Road until and unless a flood risk delineation study and associated mapping have been undertaken for the Kelligrews River. So, Your Worship, we'll table this. Council will take it away and have a good close look at it, and we'll be using this to inform ourselves as we make a final decision on this project in the coming weeks. This will also be posted to our website so that the general population can have a look at it and review it as they see fit. So I'll pass this along.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Important work, and it's glad to have that report in our hands for consideration. Next, just want to move to some sad news this past weekend here in the town. We lost one of our best advocates and certainly one of our greatest supporters through thousands of hours of volunteer work. On Friday evening, Wayne Fitzpatrick passed away. He was 76 years old, taken too soon from us. Wayne loved this town, and he gave back to the community, especially through his beloved Kin Club, where he was a charter member and staple at the Kelligrews soiree fundraising all over this town. 46 years of it, collecting donations, working fundraisers for the club and Christmas Kettle, and the list goes on. He's also a member of the town's senior advisory committee, and counselors here has sat at meetings with Wayne in recent years. And just a note, Wayne through the years had a great passion for softball. And was not only inducted to the Conception Bay South Hall of Fame, but he was also a member of the Softball Newfoundland and Labrador Hall of Fame and the St. John's Sports Hall of Fame. True gentleman and a friend of our town. And speaking of friends, we have with us today, thankfully, some members of the King Club that worked and played side by side with Wayne over the years. And a good friend, Don Butler's with us. Don, would you come up for just a moment and share a few words about Wayne? I was at a ceremony, and I'll get you to come right up here. Yeah. I was at a ceremony earlier this year where Don was made a life member himself of the King Club, and I believe we presented Wayne with a couple of special awards as well.
He's charter member, as you just said, of our club. High respect in our club. He's held every position in our club, not only in our club, but in our zone. And he's the type of person that wouldn't ask for any praise or wouldn't, just worked and his voice was heard by all of our members, very respect. And everybody that met him knew him. He was a good friend to everybody. We had a tribute night last night for him, and which was really interesting because he told us to have a good send off for him, and we certainly did. We had all his family and a lot of his friends, and we had some music. And at the end of the night, we had to toast his favorite drink, and everybody had to drink, and that was the end of the party. And we all met, but it was a very nice send off for him. I'd just like to say on behalf of the Kinsman Club, to thank all the counselors and Mayor Ben for their help over the years with our club. We've helped you guys, but you've also helped us. And for instance, we had the party at your facility up there, and Seal Golf. Ballpark was we said it gotta be something to do with the ballpark because he was involved with softball. So anyway, I'm not going to keep any longer. This is enough.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate your time here tonight. And Club President Tracy Lawrence was with us as well. And Wayne Fitzpatrick, of course, was a gentleman in our town, has lost one of our builders, and Wayne, of course, will be missed. So thank you for coming. Now, we have more guests here with us this evening, and just to give a little background, in 2018, Stephanie Evans and Caitlin Grandy got together with some other students at Frank Roberts Junior High and put together a 90-second video. They were challenged on how oceans affect climate change, and they did the video and won the contest and thought that would be pretty well the height of it. Except for after that, they launched a mini boat off the Grand Banks that ended up in, I believe, Kiel, Ireland. And from there, it's been a bit of a roller coaster of fun for them and for the people involved in what's become known as the Raven Caster project. And with us this evening, we have Stephanie and Caitlin and their mentor and teacher from Frank Roberts at the time, Thomas Shepard, and with us. So I'm going to ask you guys to come on up front, because in 2018, when you launched the vessel, it landed the next year. You're heading to Ireland soon now to relaunch it. So come on up. And the relaunch is going to include a mini boat with all kinds of souped up gear on it to study what's happening in the ocean, and send back details to be examined and looked at by oceanographers and technologists in that field. So I'm going to hand this to you and get you to tell us a little bit about what's coming up for Raven Caster. And I'll get you to come in a little closer here because.
Okay, so I guess all in all, a lot. is on the go. So we're going to Ireland on the 22nd of this month. We're leaving. And there's a bunch of events that we have planned while we're over there. There's so many, but we're gonna talk about, I guess, a couple main events. The biggest thing that we're looking to do is obviously connect with our Ravencaster team in Echo Island. So they have their own Irish team. So at the school there, they work on the boat and things like that. They've been our connection over there with the boat. So we're going to be meeting them eventually. But before that, we have a couple events. You want to talk about that?
We're arriving, I believe it's Galway first, Dublin first. We have a couple, we're going to tour the X-Ocean facility, which is going to be exciting. They do like the surface drone, like a similar thing that we're doing, except way more high tech and way more important. I would say that. As well, then we're going to Galway Atlantiquaria. We're doing a little event after the closing, and we're going to meet with the students for the first time. And then I believe after that, we're going to, there's a couple other things that are thrown in there, but the big important one is going to Achill Island, hanging out with the students and getting to see our boat again. And there's a chance that Ambassador Eamon McKee will be joining us there.
And you met the ambassador here in Conception Bay South, I believe, and you have been back and forth with the students in Echo Island in the meantime to talk to them about the project.
Yes, he's been a very big support, and I believe it was the town of CBS that hosted his arrival, I guess, the luncheon, and we presented there too. Yeah, it's been crazy. It feels like actually 3 years ago, but it was a year ago. Was it even? Yeah.
Thomas, tell us a little bit about the organization of getting this to a reality that you're actually leaving next week.
No, we've been working on it for over a year and a little over a year and a half. And it's a project that I had no idea that we were going to be involved in when we first launched the boat with the help of Maersk Supply Services and the Marine Institute here in St. John's on the Grand Banks in 2019. So here we are, the picture of the boat ended up on Facebook from the Achill Experience, which is their aquarium and visitor center over in Achill Island. And it all just reignited the project. So we've been working on that ever since. And as Caitlin and Stephanie had mentioned, we're headed to Dublin. We're going to tour the facilities of X-Ocean, where's in Rothcore outside of Dublin. We're heading to Galway, where we're meeting, and the boat is actually going to be brought to the Galway Aquarium. That's the first time we're going to see the boat, and we're going to actually be first time in person with students that we've been working with for over a year. So one of the things that we did was we had an online meeting last December, and Deputy Mayor Goss attended that meeting at the beautiful Manuel's River. And it's been a wonderful experience. And I can't say enough about the incredible support we've had particularly from the town of Conception Bay South and citizens. It's just been just so delightful to be a part of it.
It's been great following you guys. And of course, you know, you've created this great buzz in ocean technology among young people, and especially young women, I think is a lasting tribute to the entire project. Does that inspire you to continue on?
Well, it definitely does, because this project isn't my, I guess, number one science field, I guess. So in university, I'm not studying the ocean, but this allows me to kind of keep that part of science that I really enjoy, but have it almost as a pastime or as an extra project to look forward to doing, because it's not all school, it's hands-on, and it's a part of science that I really enjoy, that I want to keep a hold to, but not necessarily study in my university or degrees. So the project has inspired me to just kind of keep my eyes open for all different opportunities in science, not just necessarily the ones that are specifically related to my desired field, but also to ones that might be a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Well, thank you for coming this evening. And you mentioned the town. I just want to note that Deputy Mayor Goss and Councillor Moores have been big supporters and advocates here at the council for you especially. And I'm going to call upon Deputy Mayor Goss to come up and do a little presentation. And I don't know, Deputy Mayor, do you want to take the microphone for a moment? And yeah, there we go.
So we can't let you go to Ireland without having, getting you branded with some little bit of Conception Bay South swag. We're pretty proud of you, of your project, and proud of what you're doing, and we look forward to following you. And thanks so much for coming in. Thanks so much for coming in.
Well, thank you guys for coming in, and we'll look forward to following you online over the next while and seeing how the next part of the project is going, and good luck. Have a great trip. Okay, on to new business, and new business. We'll start with the deputy mayor this evening and go around the circle, the half circle.
Okay, I didn't even catch my breath, but anyway, here we go. First, I just want to speak after Mayor Bent spoke about Wayne Fitzpatrick. And you know, what a great community person he was. And I just want to speak to, I got to work with Wayne Fitzpatrick as a volunteer with the Pinty's Grand Slam of curling. He was a real big curling fan, and he was a great volunteer, of course, in everything that he did. And I got the opportunity to work with him through the 2 years that Conception Bay South hosted the Pinty's Grand Slam of curling. And I just want to extend my condolences to his family, friends, and his kin family, and the community in general, because he certainly was a big person in our community. Just a couple of things, Mayor Bent. I just want to make mention. Last Wednesday evening, I had the opportunity to attend our inclusive trail opening at Topsail Beach Rotary Park with yourself. Mayor Bent was there, Councillor Hillier, and I shouldn't have started that because I can't remember who else. Councillor Moores, yes, and Councillor Butler. Anyway, it was a great. Okay. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. I should just tune them out. Anyway, it was a really nice opportunity. We had the Minister of Children, Seniors and Social Development, Minister Paul Pike was there. And we had the official opening ribbon cutting for the accessible trail at Topsail Beach. So it's a great little addition to that area. And I actually, within a couple of days, I had a message from a resident here in the community who sent me a picture of his daughter, who was confined to a wheelchair, and she actually got as close to the beach as she's ever been, and had a great evening down at Topsail Beach. So yeah, I just wanted to bring mention to that. And if anyone hasn't been down there, you should go down and check it out. It's a great addition to our little park down there. And one other thing, I just want to make another mention. If anyone has any time free on Thursday afternoon, 2:30, there is a story time, a special story time, and a little scene from a play going to be happening at the CBS Public Library. And this is called Understanding Wonderland. It's a special story time in a scene the theme is friendship and autism. There's going to be a little Q&A on autism following that. And there are two youth actors, Leah McDonald and Charlotte Doyle, who will be performing a little scene from their play called Understanding Wonderland. So they say it's geared towards young children 3 to 7, but anybody is quite welcome, of course, to come along if you'd like to take in a little afternoon and learn a little bit more about understanding autism at our library on Thursday at 2:30. And that's it. That's everything I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Tilly.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple of things to bring up this evening. In keeping with our 50th anniversary birthday celebrations, I had the opportunity to attend the Conception Bay South Fire Department's 50th anniversary celebrations. I believe, John, it was August 3rd, was it? August 3rd. So it was a great chance to meet firefighters from, I guess, yesterday and yesteryear. I think one of the original founding members of the fire department actually was present, former councillor Ken George, and it's great to have a chat with him and especially all the other guys and gals who are currently in the fire department working. It was a great time. And of course, unfortunately, we lost a stalwart in the community back in July 22nd as well, from the fire service. Bill Bursey, he was the first fire chief of the Conception Bay South Volunteer Fire Department. And of course, he was instrumental way back in the early 70s of getting the first fire department started up here in Conception Bay South. And of course, we certainly pass along our condolences to all the Bursey families. And I like to make mention as well is that Newfoundland hosted several national ball hockey championships the last couple of weeks in the greater St. John's and CBS areas, and there's two young ladies. I can't recall their age group, but they did win the gold medal in the National Ball Hockey Championships. It's Molly Gill and Haley Ryan. So congratulations from council to those young ladies. And I believe actually they just got back from another national championship in New Brunswick where they came away with a silver medal. So kudos to these two young ladies in their sports. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tilly. Councillor Hardy.
Took me off guard then. Just staying in line with the 50th celebrations. Big day coming up this Saturday, where we have a full day of events. I won't get into all the events because I know Councillor Moores will probably get a little bit more deeper. But a reminder of September 5th, we have the swimming registration open for the residents in CBS. And just want to bring up a point for the Ward 4 area. Folks who avail of the pond area up in the Indian Pond Basin, just want to remind residents who are into the boating, when you're coming into, I guess, dock or, finish your fishing for the day or your just out recreational, just remember to idle into that area because we have had some instances where there have been near misses. So we're certainly looking at seeing if we can get some signs up there. So I encourage everyone to make sure you're being very safe when you are out in the waters. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Councillor Barrett.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. I just wanted to mention again, last council meeting, we, I guess, publicly launched our food cycle program. We had a great response from the community. Over 150 folks signed up, and we had a funding for 100. And just want to remind folks to keep tabs on your email. There was a wait list, and over the past few days and week, I know that we are getting through that wait list. And so just because you weren't screened in or you were denied one initially doesn't mean you will or still are. And so I just want folks to keep that in mind and check your junk mail as well, because I understand we're working our way through that wait list. And I know for a lot of folks, it's a hot commodity. And so we want to make sure you don't miss out on that. So just keep tabs on that in your email. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, a couple of little things. Just want to congratulate Track Consulting on winning the Canadian Society of Landscape Architects National Award for Small Scale Public Landscapes. And specifically, that's the winner's circle at the Regatta Grounds at Kitty Vitty. While Tract is not a Conception Bay South company, they've certainly been active in our town, and we can see a lot of the things that they've done around our town. And also the principal in the company is Neil Daw, and Neil is a friend and acquaintance of most of us, and very much a resident of Calgary. So I certainly congratulate Tract Consulting. Your Worship, I had a call a couple of days ago from Ms. Joan Butler. Joan's down in Chamberlain's, one of our residents. She said, I've been helping clean up the estate of the late Dave Metcalf. And she said, I've got a picture here that the town might want. So I said, well, okay, I'll drop down, Joan. So I dropped down for a minute, but you don't drop down to Jones for a minute. All right, come in, sit down. And she gave me a picture. And this being our 50th anniversary, I thought appropriate that I'd bring it along this evening. It says, the sod turning of the CBS Stadium, Legion Road. That would have been 48 years ago.
1976.
That's when it opened. Yeah, so this would have been sod turning. Obviously a milestone over those 50 years here in the town. Who are the people? Left to right. Charlie Hull, Stan Baldwin, Dave Metcalf, Woody French, and Charlie Daw. Your Worship, we've been looking for people who have made contributions to our town over the past 50 years. And there's 5 of them right there. All right, some of us, well, I knew all of them personally. Some of you knew them, some of you don't know them, but they certainly made a mark. Some have passed away, but they certainly made a mark on, in particular, recreation here in our town. Of course, we know that Woody is still going, right? He's still very involved in the Legion and peacekeeping and so on. So I just thought I'd pass that along this evening, and we'll put that in our collection for our archives. Thank you very much, Your Worship.
Do you have a spot picked out for that picture here, Councillor Hillier?
I do not at this point in time.
And Woody is still, I think he's president again, if I'm not mistaken, of the Legion, so he's.
It was interesting, there was a formal occasion earlier this week for, I believe it was for peacekeepers at one of our war memorials, and Woody was one of 7 that attended, so kudos to him.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. It's a great picture, and of course, history gets lost so quickly, and to see that picture is great. It's great for our archive here for sure. Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. In keeping with the 50th anniversary celebrations and all the ongoing activities in the town, I just want to say I especially enjoy attending the Family Fun Days, Parsons Field, Upper Gullies grounds, especially when my grandson can come along. So I've been enjoying them and seeing the families enjoy the lovely weather that we've been having also at those functions. I had an invite by our neighboring Holyrood Council from Councillor Sadie King to attend their Holyrood High Tea at the Marina. So that was lovely. So I guess she knows I like seniors things, so she invited me over. So I was gratefully accepted, and I enjoyed the afternoon there. And then I think most of you know Sadie. She's pretty familiar in our area too. So it's always nice to chat with her. I'd also like to send along my condolences on behalf of the Seniors Advisory Committee because Wayne Fitzpatrick was also a member of that and contributed greatly to it. So my deepest condolences to Edie and family and the extended family. Certainly a loss in the town as one of the biggest community volunteers that we probably had in the area. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Connors.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd also like to pass along my condolences to the Fitzpatrick and the Bussey family, and the passing of those individuals. I guess once again, keeping in line with the 50th anniversary, it's time that we start getting prepared to recognize some of our businesses that have been operating in our business or currently operating in our town. With the 2023 Bright Business Achievement Awards. So nominations are going to open up are now open and will be open until September 26th. Some of the things that you can nominate a business for is community pride and partnership, new startup business, established business. I'm sure there's a lot of businesses that have been around for 50 years that could be recognized with that. Beautiful business, sustainable business, downtown CBS Member of the Year, the David Murphy Leadership Award, and the G. Noseworthy Award. So these are just some of the things that can be nominated for our Bright Business Achievement Awards, which will be happening in October. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor Connors. Councillor Morse.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. So in keeping with the 50th anniversary, I just want to, as Councillor Hardy mentioned, that we have our 50th birthday celebrations on Saturday at Ned Nugent's Field. This is going to be a fantastic event. Starts first thing in the morning with breakfast and sunset yoga. We also have performances by Terry Riley, Teddy Bear Picnic, Michael Conway Magic, the St. Pat's Dancer, and a fire breather. We also have performances by Bear Mountains and Sticks and Stones. Other activities will include fun zone, open air painting class, outdoor movie, fireworks, food trucks, pizza party, and much, much more. So it's going to be an exciting day, and hopefully the weather will cooperate. If it doesn't, we will be moving it to Robert French. So it's going ahead, rain or shine. So just keep an eye on social media for all the timing of all the events and whether or not it's going to be inside or outside. I also wanted to acknowledge a very excellent sporting event that was in our community this past weekend. The Conception Bay South Soccer Association hosted the Challenge Cup competition. Anyone who had an opportunity to get down there or drove by the Topsail Turf, it was absolutely amazing to see all the people out and all the teams and all the supporters. Challenge Cup, I believe, is you can play if you're like 16, 17 or older. I think that's the age. I'm not sure. But to see all the younger teams out supporting all the teams that were playing was absolutely phenomenal. Like Friday night down at the Turf was amazing, and it went through the entire weekend. Very well organized. The town was a big help in all that. And I know we had a lot of great volunteers. Security was top notch. I'm just going to put that out there. And I may have helped with security. Just joking. But the Challenge Cup winners were Fieldings. They won it with 1-0. It was a great goal by one of the rookies, Finley Manning. It was absolutely amazing. And there was other soccer going on throughout the province. The Jubilee was down at King George, and Holy Cross won that again this year. And we also had some PYL this weekend. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to the girls under 15 Tier 1 team from CBS. They won gold, so they'll be heading to nationals representing CBS soccer. The boys under 15 Tier 1 won bronze. The girls under 15 Tier 2 won silver. The boys under 15 Tier 2 won bronze. And at the Mega, the two CBS girls under 13 teams won gold and won silver. And I think I got all of them. I'm not sure, but all in all, it was a very successful weekend of soccer in CBS, and it was great to see so many people out. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Moores. I was down there all weekend, as you can imagine, I suppose. And one of the highlights for me, and I received a note from the Newfoundland Labrador Soccer Association this morning that they thought one of the highlights of this weekend, aside from the soccer, was the national anthems sang on Saturday and Sunday by someone's grandson here around this table. Young Parker Butler was out on the field and did a solo of the national anthem, and it was well received. And I asked him afterwards, and he said it was the biggest crowd he had ever performed for. So congratulations to him. He did an absolutely, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. He did. His father told me he'd be more expensive next year. So we'll see where that goes. I know that one of our one of our guests in the back here appreciates the soccer world but it was a great event and it was great to see so many people in Conception Bay South. I think we had over 3,000 fans out over the 3 days. So that's great. Thomas Shepard is sitting in the back of the room, and Thomas, we were supposed to do a flag, weren't we? And we didn't do it while the girls were here. Maybe we should do it now. Deputy Mayor, we got an Irish flag from Mr. Shepard. Maybe we'll just hold that up for a picture and allow Thomas to go on about his evening because he's missing a good night out there. Thomas, do you want to come up and we'll do the flag? Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much, Thomas, and all the best on the trip to Ireland. I don't have very much to say, and I know Councillor Hillier's thinking that I'll go on for 15 minutes, but I just wanted to mention one thing that we did over the past little bit that we always get out to support. They always invite us out, and that's the local Tim Hortons gets us out for Camp Day, and since the last meeting, we were out for Camp Day, and I have to hats off to Councillor Hardy, who I think she outdid half of the staff at the location we were at, but I was kind of in the way. But it was it's fun to go out and do that and see the other side of the window, and quite frankly, how complicated it really is when those orders are coming in. It's good, but it's great that to be part of have a local owner and a local businesses throughout our town, be able to support them as they support the community and the people that they support at Tim Hortons. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I think they said they set the records for the Kelligor store at the corner of
Did they?
Legion Road for the most coffee sold that day.
Legion Road.
They haven't beat $100 there.
I was on Legion Road. Maybe that's why Councillor Hardy was there. She was slinging it out the window faster than they were ordering it. I think people were saying, I didn't even order this, but thank you. But anyway, no, it was a bit of fun, and it was good to see, and it's great to get out for those sorts of events throughout the town. Okay, people's business. We've been holding them up too long. Recommendations of the Planning and Development Committee, Councillor Chair, Councillor Hillier.
Yes, Your Worship, these are recommendations brought forward from our last committee meeting last Wednesday night. Number 6A, 104 Spruce Hill Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Council's discretionary authority at section 5.31 of the town's development regulations, application number 2981 received June 22nd, 2023 for an 11.1 square meter accessory building, a gardening shed at 104 Spruce Hill Road be approved. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Butler, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, carried.
6B 2454 Topsail Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Council's discretionary authority at section 5.33 of the town's development regulations, application number 3040 received July 5th, 2023 for a 17.8 square meter accessory building. This time it's a greenhouse at 2454 Topsail Road be approved. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hardy, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, carried.
6C, 134 Red Bridge Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 10.8 of the town's development regulations, application number 2994 received on June 28, 2023, proposing a single dwelling on a new lot to be subdivided from 134 Red Bridge Road be refused as single dwelling is not listed as a permitted or discretionary use within the open space conservation land use zone. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion.
Yes, your worship, in this case, most, if not all, of the lot that was being proposed was in the open space conservation zone, which doesn't allow for single family dwellings.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, carried.
6D, 137 Seal Cove Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 4.10 of the town's development regulations, application number 1584 to develop a residential subdivision with approximately 21 lots at 135 to 137 Seal Cove Road and 7 to 17 April's Lane be approved in principle on condition that the cul-de-sac length shall not exceed 200 meters. And further, be it so resolved that hybrid front yard wired utility system with aerial distribution and underground service lines be approved for wired services, that's electrical and telecommunications within the subdivision. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Connors, discussion.
Your worship, this is one we've been working through a rezoning process for the last year. It's good to see it finally come to approval in principle at this point in time.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded, carried.
Duns Hill Road subdivision phase 2. Be it so resolved that subject to payment of the applicable fee and deposit, the town initiate public and stakeholder consultation on proposed amendments to the St. John's Urban Regional Plan and the Conception Bay South Municipal Plan and Development Regulations to rezone approximately 10 hectares of land near Duns Hill Road, Jimmy Drive, Dennis Road, and Rocky Place from rural to residential low density. So moved.
Seconder, Counselor Tilly, discussion.
I just worship, this is the first step in a rezoning process for the second phase of that subdivision in off Duns Hill Road, if indeed the rezoning should come to pass.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded, carried.
And finally, your worship, the committee report, be it so resolved that the decisions and recommendations made at the Planning and Development Committee meeting on August 8th, 2023 be accepted as presented. And you see the topics discussed are listed below. So move.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion. All in favor?
All right. And
Contrary minded, carried.
that's it for me, your worship.
Thank you, Counselor Hillier. I'm sure your agenda will lengthen out in the fall.
We have our ups and downs. This one was, I think we got finished in time for supper last week,
Well.
but sometimes we just don't get finished in time for bed.
Well, when it's short like that, I worry about getting the bills paid. So recommendations of Engineering and Public Works Committee, Counselor Melissa Hardy. Counselor Hillier, discussion. We got to talk about it in August, do we? All right, all right. Counselor Hardy, I'm gonna get you to turn your microphone off and back on because we're not getting you amplified.
Is this
Okay,
better?
there you go. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
7B, ratification approval to award 2023 street paving, upgrading and sidewalks. That's really loud now. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award 2023 street upgrading, paving and sidewalks to Wares Construction Limited of $2,928,252.76, including HST funds to be taken from the capital project account. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Barrett, discussion?
Yes, I just got a question for the engineer. Is that project, or when is that scheduled to start?
They were mobilizing or started yesterday, but I didn't get an update from today. So it's any day if you haven't seen it already.
Any other discussion? Get paving, building sidewalks. Well, be good. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
7C, approval to purchase leak detection equipment. Be it so resolved that approval be given to purchase leak detection equipment at a cost of $52,231.55 plus HST from MCO Waterworks Limited. Funds to be taken from account as listed below. So moved.
Seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss. Discussion. This will pay for itself over time, I'm sure.
I think so too, especially with the water main leaks we have had. Council did receive a pamphlet of some of the equipment that we are getting, so I'm certainly excited to see it when we do get it.
Good preventative action.
Absolutely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Just a couple of updates before I do our blanket recommendation for committee. We actually received our second quarter water stats recently, and waste stats, sorry. And there's actually been not an increase in our curbside recycling, and nor has there been a decrease in the regular household garbage. So when you're comparing that to the same period last year, it's actually getting a little bit concerning because expenses are going up with the tonnage of waste. So certainly something council is going to be looking at come our 2024 budget discussions with regards to reviewing waste collection services and see, what that looks like moving forward. So certainly encourage residents, when it comes to recycling, whether it's cardboard boxes, milk containers, cans, anything like that certainly helps. Besides helping the environment, it also helps the bottom line for residents as a whole in the town. Also, I'd like to do a couple of updates on some of the construction because we do have a fair bit of construction moving in the town of CBS. Minerals Road is close to completion and we anticipate the base course asphalt to be in place by the end of the month. So I know we do have a lot of residents that do use that transportation going to and from work or activities. And I know myself in the last couple of days, you can certainly see a big difference. So I think a lot of people will be like to see that one clue up before school starts. We also have Hackett's Turn culvert replacement. It's begun and that is going to be ongoing for the next several weeks as well. The final surface course asphalt is almost complete for phase 48 water and sewer project. Our 2023 street paving sidewalk program is expected to commence any day. I know Director Emmanuel Norris, just gave us a quick update on that. And a quick update for residents, they can find updates on any of our projects that are happening in the town at any time on our town's website. So I certainly encourage residents to do that as well, because some folks, waiting for us to have a council meeting. If you want to know beforehand, you can certainly get that on our website. And last but not least, our residents alert, just want to do another plug in for that. It is a really good tool that the town has. You just sign up for it on our town website and you'll get a text message whenever there's a big event happening, whether it's a water issue, plowing, street upgrades, if there's going to be any bit of a delay. So certainly encourage residents to sign up for that tool that we have. All right, 7D, blanket recommendation. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions of the Engineering and Public Works Committee held on August 9th be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Moores, discussion?
We have a lot of stuff in the hopper that's going to be coming out the fall, so I think we're going to have a busy fall.
Yeah. We're going to be choking on the smell of asphalt and
Asphalt, salt, getting ready for snow, usual.
You stop saying those dirty 4-letter words. Um, Jennifer Norris, do you know which part of the sidewalk program they're going to do first? Where we're going to see that barricades and so forth?
The last schedule I seen had it start on the section of Topsail Road and Rectory Road next to that school zone. But I haven't confirmed today, but that was the last schedule I seen. They're
Yeah,
starting
so
there.
that bit of sidewalk would take you from Rectory to Spruce Hill and up Rectory to basically where the school is.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, look forward to seeing that and the other work that's going on. All in favor?
Your worship, if I can
Oh,
just
sorry.
talk about Factor Bex Road traffic lights for a second. Of course, it's been a topic of conversation on social media. And of course, I actually happen to live close to those particular lights, and believe you me, there's lots of traffic because it stopped in front of my house every single day. And so of course, I took it on myself to actually go down and hide in the woods and actually time the lights east, west, north, south, turning direction. And sure enough, there wasn't a lot of time between changes of light. So finally, after getting down on bended knee and calling everyone that we could think of, somebody finally came in and they did make some changes, because I went back down to my hiding spot again and timed it. And sure enough, the times had definitely increased, and I haven't heard anything on social media in the past week or 10 days. So maybe everything is all looked after, but guys, I can tell you the traffic in Conception Bay South everywhere is just crazy. I mean, I came in from the city yesterday afternoon, and I actually went through 2 light changes before I can actually pass through Manuel's Bridge. That shows how much traffic is in Conception Bay South.
Well, thank you for your efforts, Councillor Tilly. I got to say, I was speaking with the deputy mayor about that. We were talking about how badly we needed 4 lanes there because the traffic was this year was backed up every time you came through, and back and forth just about every day. And I couldn't imagine what was going on. I thought it was accidents first, and then when I got to the lights, it was all
People
cleared
were
up.
just so happy to visit Ward 3.
Yeah,
They were
oh,
just-
well, I spend a good portion of my day in Ward 3. But and probably cut down on that a little bit. I won't be at the lights as long anymore, thanks to your efforts, Councillor Tilly and others. And I'm glad that they got that rectified, because that really was causing an unusual snarl of traffic, coming heading east for sure. Do we need a vote now to pass? Or are we done? Yeah, okay, we still need the vote. Okay, all in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Recommendations of the Recreation and Leisure Services Committee. Chair is Councillor Shelley Morris.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I just have a blank recommendation, but I did just want to mention, I know Councillor Hardy mentioned it briefly, but the registration for the Fall Set 1 2023 swimming lessons, online registration for the Fall Set 1 will open on Wednesday, August 23rd at 6:30 online. General registration will open on Friday, August 25th at 12:30. Classes for this set will run from September 5th to October 28th, and this will be an 8-week set for all days with exception of Mondays, which will run for 6 weeks due to stat holidays on September 4th and October 9th. So make sure you're ready for that registration. And also a great thing that we have happening in our community park is the concert series in the park. We will be hosting free outdoor concert series starting Thursday, August 17th at 6:30 p.m. The town will be showcasing great local entertainment, and the dates will include the 17th, as I just mentioned, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 29th, 31st, and September 5th and 7th. And I do just want to mention that the one on August 23rd is going to be sponsored by Downtown CBS. So great opportunity to get out and check out our community park and some great local entertainment. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions of the Recreation and Leisure Services Committee meeting of August 9th, 2023 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors. Discussion.
The only other thing I will mention is that we do have a lot of things coming up with regards to 50th anniversary and just the Recreation Department in general. So make sure you check out all of the dates on our website to make sure you don't miss anything exciting.
Couple things, Councillor Moores, we're having the big day. Of course, it's been spoken about already on Saturday, the 50th anniversary day, and the 11 o'clock in the morning, we're cutting the cake, and we've done a call out for any of our seniors, I believe, 80 plus, to come join us for that cake cutting and make it a truly special occasion. Also, and one of my favorite things that we do every year, and we'll be back again after this happens, but August 26th is Pirate Day at Topsail Beach, and that's always a bit of fun. Arr. I just wanted to say arr, that's it. But anyway, yeah, Pirate Day, I think they were going to do it earlier, but we switched it to 26th, and it's always a fun day on Topsail Beach for sure. So ask anybody who wants to come out and see the pirates, come out and see the pirates. Okay. All in favor? Arr. Contrary minded.
All right, on that note. Thank
In the
you,
brig.
and that's all we have.
Connors to the brig. All right. Recommendations of, oh, I gotta go back up. The Financial and Administrative Services Committee Chair, Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss.
Thank you, Mayor. And this is where fun stops. Recommendations of Financial Administrative Services Committees. 9A, Personnel Economic Development Coordinator. Be it so resolved that approval be given to appoint Rebecca Casey to the position of Economic Development Coordinator per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Barrett, discussion.
This is replacing Colin, Colin Heffernan, who left a little while ago. I don't know, it's been so long now, I can't remember exactly. Anyway, we welcome Rebecca to the team. I'm sure Jennifer Lake will be very happy to have her on board. She should be starting in the next couple of weeks.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9B, accounts payable checks. Be it so resolved that approval be given for accounts payable checks totaling $1,047,446.50 as per the attached listing. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Connors, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9C, manual checks. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of manual checks totaling $701,696.20. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9D, direct payments register. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify direct payments totaling $413,695.47. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay. 9E, capital invoice approval. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $616,362.16 as per the attached report. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion.
This is just approval for our ongoing capital works projects.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. We just spent a lot of money, Councillor Hillier, so.
Your worship, in that list, there were 5 subdivisions that we didn't bring forward for recommendation, but there were 5 new subdivisions discussed at that meeting on Tuesday night. We will pay for those bills.
I read about that in the Shoreline a few weeks ago. What have you done for us lately, though? Good work, Councillor Hillier. Good work.
9F, tax and other receivables adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Tilia, discussion.
These are recommendations that came from our finance staff department based on mostly businesses that have closed out. So a couple of other items there, and they brought them forward for recommendation, and we bring them forward here this evening.
And always in this case, it's whether a business moves location or what have you.
Yes,
You have to
yes, for
have to
sure.
square out the taxes with them for sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9G, appointment of auditors for the 2023 financial statement audit. Be it so resolved that Grant Thornton be appointed as auditors for the town of Conception Bay South for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2023. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Morris, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9H, 2023 ISIP project approval, wastewater treatment plant upgrades. Be it so resolved that we, the ultimate recipient, the town of Conception Bay South, accept cost share funding as outlined in the Department of Transportation Infrastructure Project Approval Letter dated July 6, 2023. Project number 17-GI-24-00027 wastewater treatment plant upgrades has a total project value of $1 million. The town will enter into a funding agreement with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure and provide the ultimate recipient share value of $300,272,051 after HST rebates. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Butler, discussion?
We submitted a list of wish items or, items that we'd like to see as approval for funding for projects to the department. And we got a couple of approvals and this is one of them. So we're approving, we're accepting this and we will provide our share of the fund. This is $70-30. So you can't bucket that. You get your.
Yeah, it's a good deal. 30
It's a
cents
good
on the
deal.
dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just a note, as part of our application, we applied for money for a community center and that was not approved this time around.
Oh, yeah.
We will keep trying.
We'll keep trying. We'll keep throwing it back in the ring and see what sticks. It might eventually.
Absolutely. Any other discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
And 9I is a similar item. 2023 ISEP project approval, Chaders Road Force Main replacement and Gully Pond lift station upgrade. Be it so resolved that we, the ultimate recipient, the town of Conception Bay South, accept cost shared funding as outlined in the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure project approval letter dated July 6, 2023. Project number 17-GI-24-00029, Chaders Road Force Main replacement and Gully Pond lift station upgrade has a total project value of $875,000. The town will enter into a funding agreement with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure and provide the ultimate recipient share value of $262,500, $238,044 after HST rebates. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion?
Same funding arrangement.
Good deal and important work. And of course, you've got things in the ground and you've got infrastructure. You got to maintain them and upgrade them from time to time. It's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to do new work, but we have, a significant amount of infrastructure that also needs to be upgraded from time to time.
All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
9J, in-kind donation, Conception Bay South Lions Club, Rotary Club of Avalon Northeast. Be it so resolved that approval be given to waive all building permit and water and sewer and other associated fees payable for the construction of a building at 10 Minerals Road for the CBS Paradise Food Bank. It is noted that all security and other refundable deposits will be required. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Tilly, discussion?
We received a letter from the Conception Bay South Lions Club and Rotary Club of Avalon Northeast asking for in-kind donation of fees as stated here for a new CBS Paradise Food Bank. So this is a project that these two service organizations are working on, and they're just looking for some little assistance. And that's how a lot of these projects, that's how a lot of these projects come together is through sponsorship donations, in-kind donations, and they will be reaching out to other community members and groups and businesses and whatnot. But they've come to the town for our support, and this is an in-kind donation that we are bringing forward for approval this evening.
Yes, and Deputy Mayor, it's it's something that of course we've supported for years, is the
Absolutely.
CBS Paradise Food Bank, and this proposal, and I wish them all the best, and hopefully everything will come together for them so that they can create a much needed new space for this food bank. And I know the location, 10 Mineral Road, is right out here beside our Lions Club in that area, and the recognition of the need by the Rotary Club Avalon Northeast, who have done some great work here in Conception Bay South and areas. And the Lions Club, the work they're working together, of course, with the food bank in mind. And it's one of those things where you wish you didn't have to have a food bank, but unfortunately, it seems like something happens every 3 years that boosts the need one way or the other. And of course, inflation and cost of just getting by these days is extremely hard, and interest rates changing on people and so forth. That makes it even more necessary than ever. So to know that our service clubs are working together to build Conception Bay South a new food bank is just an incredible comfort. And I'm sure that there's lots of people out there who'd be very happy to hear about this. So I wish them all the luck in getting all these things together. And this is one way the town can help. And as we have in the past and will in the forward, continue to support CBS Paradise Food Bank here. So it's a great initiative. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
The next two items, Mayor Bent, I have declared a conflict in our committee meeting. 9K request to waive noise and nuisance regulations. My business is involved in the project that made this request. And under the Financial Administrative Services Department report, there was a item that came forward regarding signage at Parents Road Boat Launch. And I have declared a conflict for the Parents Road area, as a family member owns property on that road. So I'm going to pass this over to Councillor Barrett while I step out.
Okay, so you can go to the back of the room while we do this.
All right, 9K. Request to waive noise nuisance regulations. Be it so resolved that approval be given to Eric Taylor Limited to work outside the noise and nuisance quiet hours for 10 consecutive days to replace a culvert on Peacekeepers Way in the area of Red Bridge Road during September 2023. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Tilley, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this is just to try and get this work done as quickly as possible. And so this work might continue outside our normal operating hours. We know Peacekeepers Way is very busy on a good day. And so we feel that this is a way to help quicken up this process.
Your Worship, this is this culvert is designed to increase flow of Calagur's River underneath Peacekeepers Way. And those who have a look at the Commissioner's report on 118 Red Bridge Road will see that she references this culvert as one of the pieces that may need to be done to reduce the flooding that residents are concerned about upstream from that area.
Yeah, and I know that myself and Councillor Tilley have seen it firsthand, and it is a concern for residents up there. So we can get this work done as quick as possible, waiving the noise regulations for 10 days to get Peacekeepers Way moving again and get this water flowing a little better as it should, is a small price to pay. And I believe there's not too many residences too close to this. So I think they're going to probably get notices personally that when it starts and how long it's going to go on for, but 10 days, they say should do it. So hopefully it will. Any further discussion?
I just want to note too, Mayor, that this is a provincial government project. So residents can note that there should be some notifications from the provincial government. I'm not sure how they'll do it, but we'll certainly remind residents by way of our social media that this is going to be happening also.
Yeah, that's right. It is a provincial government project. We're assisting by allowing the noise regulations to allow them to work round the clock to get it done. Anything further? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay, 9L. Financial and Administrative Services Department report. So this is just our blanket statement. Be it so resolved that the decisions and recommendations of the Administrative Services Committee meeting held on Tuesday, August 8th, and the Financial Services Committee held on Wednesday, August 9th, be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion?
Yes, your worship, you can see a list of things that we discussed there, one of which I wanted to point out. We were talking about snow as a dirty word. Budget 2024 was on that meeting as well as a few other committee meetings. And folks might be thinking, geez, you're talking about budget already. And I would say we haven't stopped talking about the budget, to be quite honest with you. But here it is in a formal capacity up front and center again. And after Labor Day, we'll really be diving in deep into this as we prepare, I guess, the outlook for the coming year. And so just wanted to remind residents that that's in the hopper, and we will have certainly some opportunity to solicit feedback from you all on that as well. So.
Yes, and thank you, Councilor Barrett. And I had a brief chat with our communications person last week, and they're all ready to go with the public consultation online piece. So that's good. We're going to get that out, I think, a bit early this year, and then we'll decide from there what else is going to happen along those lines. But pleased to be able to get that out of the hopper a little earlier this year than we did last year. But that's good. So we had a seconder. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
All right, that's it for me. Thank you, your worship.
Thank you, Councilor Barrett and Deputy Mayor. Back, and we'll move right along to recommendations of the Economic Development and Tourism Committee, and that's Chair Councilor Paul Connors.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. Before I read the blanket recommendation, I just want to take this opportunity to welcome another business to our community, to our town, and announce that they're having a grand opening. East Coast Mortgage Brokers, Team Whalen, is inviting anyone who would like to attend to their grand opening celebrations happening tomorrow, August 16th, from 3 to 6 p.m. It's in the building in Kellerose 565 Conception Bay Highway, almost across from Shenanigans, that building there. There'll be a short ribbon cutting ceremony will take place at 4 p.m. And I encourage folks to drop by to congratulate Deanne and her team and welcome them to our business community. 10A, blanket recommendation for the Economic Development and Tourism Committee report. Be it so resolved that the recommendations, decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of August 9th, 2023 be accepted as presented. List of discussion topics attached. So moved.
Seconder. Councilor Hilliard, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Councilor Connors. Does anyone have any thing under the other committee reports? Yes, Councilor Moores.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I had a downtown CBS committee meeting on July 20th, I think it was. And I just want to say that, you know, they're really working hard to get out in the community as much as possible and bring all the downtown CBS members together and businesses together and really, you know, get the message out to all of CBS, what we have going on in downtown CBS. They had, I guess, a happy hour event at 9 Penny on July 28th. September 21st is the member breakfast. So if you've received an invite for that, make sure you've responded. As I mentioned earlier, they're doing a concert in the park, and they also have radio advertising that you've probably heard multiple times, which is great for the downtown CBS. There's a lot of great work going on and more to come. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Moores. And I've heard the ads that they've done, Jackie McCann Scott, and I can't remember who else did one, but they're incredibly good. Jackie Morgan. Yeah, they're incredibly good. Not only promoting downtown CBS, but they're a great promotion for our entire town. So they're doing an excellent job on those. And I congratulate downtown CBS for their efforts in promoting not only their area, but it filters over to all of the town for sure. So thank you. Any other committee reports? tonight? Nope. Okay. Must be August. Must be the middle of summer, hey, or near the end of summer, unfortunately. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll be back here again. Shudder I say it, September 5th, as schools reopen and back to the routines, and Counselor Tilly and I anticipate playoff baseball for the Blue Jays. You never know. You never know. So if there's nothing else, I'll ask for a motion for adjournment. Moved by Counselor Tilly, seconded by Counselor Barrett. All in favor? Aye. Carried. Thank you. Have a good night.